Welcome to another daily challenge. It looks like there aren't any new scores for yesterday, so there are scores for today. So I'm going to have to try and compete with that. And it's pretty close to what my typical scores are, so I'm going to gun for 37,000. See if I can get that. Chances are I might just go to 20 or so. So today I'm going to talk about video game platforms. This is a very highly debated thing on the internet, but my opinion's probably not going to start any flame wars, as they say. Because I'm going to start off with my general opinion of video game platforms. I think every video game platform is good in its own way and for its own demographic, and I don't really think that we should hate on specific platforms for any reason. I do think that PC is better than the consoles, but I don't like the people going on about PC master race and how consoles are ruining everything and all that sort of thing. So I think consoles have their place, and I think there's a benefit to consoles, and I guess I'll start off with that. I think that consoles are better for families and people who are social. They have local friends that they like to game with, because something the PC doesn't do, it can do, but it doesn't, is have local multiplayer. People just walk over, grab controllers or whatever, and just play. Now you might say, but PCs have LAN parties. I think LAN parties are just terrible. That's my opinion. I think LAN parties are horrible. It's just it's usually in a location that's not very comfortable, and it's just as antisocial as playing online, in my opinion, because there's so many people there, and there's not much reason people find to actually go and engage with each other, because they're usually at their own computer playing their own thing, and they're gaming together, sure, but it's not very social from what I've experienced. And I haven't gone to that many LAN parties, so I'm no expert, but I just don't think it's an acceptable substitute to sitting down with your friends or family and just playing. I've had basically every type of system except for the new stuff. I started out with a Game Boy, the original gray brick of a Game Boy. Wow, the ghost is here already? Oh no. I wanted that box. Oh well. I'm too busy getting shot by arrows and almost dying. This might end up being really short. But I started out with the Game Boy, Nintendo's Game Boy. And yeah, that's the original gray brick, the very first Game Boy. And I started off with Pokemon and Tetris, Pokemon Red. And I used to play Pokemon with my best friend, and we'd hook up our systems and trade Pokemon and all that stuff. And that was a lot of fun. I spent a lot of hours in that. And that led to, something I discussed earlier, my collectible card game of Pokemon. That led to that. And Tetris I played a lot of. That's a great classic game. If you haven't played it, I highly recommend it, because it's just amazing. And I actually beat Tetris. And some people might not know, you can actually beat Tetris. I think it's like level 100. Once you beat it, you set off a rocket ship. So, yeah, that's how much I played Tetris. I moved on from there to Intellivision, I believe. And that was kind of awkward. It had like a phone style of numbered buttons that you'd just slip a plastic cover over, and then that plastic cover would have pictures of all what the buttons are supposed to be doing, and you just figure out your controls from that. And it wasn't horrible, but it was kind of awkward. And I moved on from that, I think, to a SNES, or not a SNES, a Nintendo. And I played my friend's, I played my friend's Genesis, Sega Genesis, and Sega CD. But I didn't actually get to play much of the games that were on it, because it was at a friend's house, and it was mostly just like Earthworm Jim and Battletoads. I desperately need you. Where's the exit? Did I walk past it? Yeah, I did. And one of my favorite systems is the SNES, Super Nintendo. I played that a lot with family. And there's a lot of really good quality games for it. I don't think there's anything left in this level. Let's get out of here. I need that heart. Yoshi's Island was probably my favorite SNES title, aside from the generic Mario and Zelda and all that. Of course, Yoshi's Island was a Mario game, but I like to classify it as something different, considering it's completely different than playing most Mario games. And I moved on from there to an Xbox and a PlayStation. And I'm talking original Xbox, not the 360. I know there's a lot of people that nowadays that'll probably think the 360 is the only thing they mean when they say Xbox. And for the Xbox, I got two really awesome free games with it. Sega GT was a nice little racing game, and Jet Set Radio Future, which is just awesome. If you haven't played it, I highly suggest it. It's so funny. It's just people are skating around in rocket-powered rollerblades, tagging the town to fight the government, and all the songs are extremely repetitive, but they're so catchy. It's a lot of fun. It's a really simple game. I missed, and I almost... Oh, pff. I was gonna say I almost hit myself, but I did hit myself. This is just a really close... Oh! I jinxed it. Just by trying to say it was a close game. Yeah, and then I moved on from the PlayStation and the Xbox to the PlayStation 2, and the PlayStation Portable, and then the PlayStation 3. I never got an Xbox 360. I recently got more into PC gaming because I realized eventually that PC gaming is actually cheaper than console gaming. I was surprised by that. But, yeah, a PC's more expensive to buy outright to start off, but you don't have to update it for years. And then you just replace parts as you need to. But the more important thing is, gaming on a PC is cheaper. If you're going to buy a console game, it's usually buying it full retail. And often if you get it used, it's like 30% off or something like that. You're still spending 20, 30, 40 bucks. But if you go on the PC, you have Steam, and Steam often has sales. And Steam sales will bring things down to just dollars. So it's a lot cheaper to get... I could get 3 or 4 games for the price of one console game. I spent, I think, $5 or $7 on Sleeping Dogs, and that would have cost me probably 20 or 30 on a console. So yeah, it looks like I didn't do bad. I didn't beat everyone, but I didn't expect to. That was actually really close. I kept almost dying. I was going to talk about how each one is better for each different demographic, but I think you already know the general argument for that things like Nintendo is good for family, and Xbox is good for cheap console gaming and an online community, kind of. PlayStation for quality, Nintendo for reliability, yada yada yada. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that. and I'll see you next time.